name is Vidar Nanke, and today I will be leading this group discussion.
I'm Malvika.
I'm Arth. I'm Surabhi.
So today we are tasked with finding a student to host a third world country president. And we have 5 Arth. So, first of all, let us figure out what is an average teen? An average teen to me is someone who is very light-hearted. They joke around a lot, and yeah, they go to middle school and high school and stuff. So next, let's figure out the 5 people that we're going to do. We're going to do Ling Cho, who is a senior, A+ student, and she's in line to be a valedictorian. She is kind of shy. She doesn't have that many friends. She tutors students. She wants to take the president to a museum. If you were the president, would you enjoy going to the museum? Natural science.
I would enjoy it, however, he's asking for a day in the normal life of a teenager.
Yeah, so you wouldn't find a normal teenager going to the museum. Mavi, thoughts?
Yeah, I think there's other components as well to, what's her name, Lynn?
Ling, yes.
Ling. Well, I think there's other components to her personality which I feel would not be as useful when wanting to meet someone from another country. I think you have to be much more sociable.
Yeah.
And if you want to be the average high schooler, you have to have a bit more friends. It's more than just being the best academically.
And also, it says here that she's shy, and we wouldn't want the president to feel awkward and not enjoy his or her stay. So next we have Carmen Solis. She's also a senior. She's actually the captain of her drill team. Although she's a C student, she's very active in theater. Everyone likes her. She has a good relationship with her boyfriend. Very, very, very social. And she's going to a local college because her family can't afford anything other than that. But she wants to invite the president to a football game. I think that a football game is very, very good for if he wants to live a life of a teenager for a day. But is it appropriate? Is she respecting his status?
Well, he is coming to see the average American high school. And so I do believe if you really do want to know that, if you want to know the average high schooler, the average high school, a football game is the best place to go. Because at football games, you have basically everyone at the school there. You have the smart people, you have the people who are more interested in athletics or other activities. It's definitely a way to get a glimpse of the life of a high schooler.
Do you want to add any thoughts on that?
While I think that a football game is a good place to display the life of a normal teenager, Carmen herself should know more about academics, in my opinion, to
Right.
an all-rounded approach.
She should show off that her American education is really good and that she loves. Next we have Jada Williams. She is a junior and she's in AP Art. She's actually the president of her art club. She wins many large awards for art. She's an artistic overachiever. She does have dyslexia. She wants to be an artist someday. But she wants to take the leader to an art gallery or an art museum. Arth, do you think that this is a good thing, personality-wise, to have?
Same with Ling. I think an art gallery wouldn't show like what a teenager would go to. They would go with like Carmen is more of a teenage activity other than like museums and
the art gallery is very specific and it doesn't really appeal to all teenagers, which is what we're trying to find. Any thoughts on that? Anything else that you want to add?
Well, Jada.
Yeah.
Her interests are very kind of specific. She's not involved in a lot of stuff. She's just kind of involved in art. And obviously, not every high schooler is involved in art. I think if you want to know the life of a high schooler, America, you have to be able to see every aspect, not just one tiny portion.
Anything else? Okay. Next we have Bahir Haddad. He is a senior AB student. He's very active in debate. He advocates for school policy change. He is in mock trials. He is liked by people but was suspended for a fight after an emotional outburst related to his parents' divorce. He was accepted to University of Georgetown, and he wants to take the leader to a debate competition. So I'll start off by saying it's great that he advocates for change school policy. He's obviously very political, which is good for a presidency, and he also has been suspended before, which I don't know if is the best thing to have for a host. Art, do you have any thoughts about him taking the leader to a debate competition?
No. I think it's a teenage thing, but not as great as a football game.
Right.
It's still better than a museum and an art gallery.
Because debate kids are they're in their own group. Anything else?
I do like the idea of going to a debate competition though, because not as much as the football game, but taking the president to an art gallery or a natural science museum, those aren't really having to do with the school. However, a debate competition, you are going to see what people are like at the high school, and I think that's really important, especially if that's what the president is here for.
Anything else? You guys make a good point. So finally is Jacob Jones. He is a junior. He is a C student. He drives a motorcycle, visible tattoos, very confident. He's liked by both teachers and students. He's quite funny. He has a good sense of humor. He started a recycling project at school that has become very successful in other high schools along his own. He wants to take the president to a recycling center. I'll start off by saying, I don't know if a recycling center is the best place to take a world leader, because obviously it doesn't show off what like a normal teenager would do. This is very specific, and it's an odd place to go, and you won't find many teens there, and you wouldn't know different kinds of teens. You would only know about Jacob Jones, but you're trying to know an average teen, but you're only knowing about Jacob. Any thoughts?
I also don't like the fact that Jacob wants to take a president to a recycling center. But other than that, Jacob Jones seems like a really good candidate concerning his personality. He doesn't seem too overbearing or too shy. He has friends. He's well liked by everyone. And though he might have tattoos and drive a motorcycle, which could possibly offend the president, I think he might be one of the better candidates.
You make an excellent point. Anything else?
I have thought. I agree with Malvi. He has a great personality, but going to a recycling center wouldn't be the best place for him to see what a high schooler is.
Serbi, he is a C student. Do you think that is okay to host a president?
Honestly, I feel like the candidate that we choose should reflect the more average teen, which I don't believe is a C student. However, as informal a recycling center is, it also shows the initiative that high school students take outside of school.
Okay, so let's try to narrow it down to two people. Ling Cho wants to take him to a museum of natural science. Do you think she is a yes or no?
I don't think she would be the best candidate.
Yeah, she doesn't reflect.
Shy.
Yeah.
She wants to take.
And she's a valedictorian. She does reflect a good education, but she's not average. She's far above average. Carmen, she is the captain of drill team, C student, but she wants to take the president to a football leader. I think she is a solid candidate because because of what she wants to do with the president. Because that event can truly show off an average teen and what they do on a daily
There's
basis.
many people who are going to go
Yeah.
to that football game in that high school.
Not only that, but her personality is good. She is social, well
She
liked
is
by
social.
everyone. She has connections at the school too, drill team, theater. She's involved in a lot of activities.
So we can keep her as one of the candidates. Next we have Jada Williams. She's the artist, and she wants to take the president to an art gallery. Yeah, I think her likes are very specific on art. They wouldn't really appeal to a president, and her activity is not the funnest.
Yeah, same with Ling. She's like
Yeah.
same problem with Ling.
So, Ray, do you think we should keep her as a candidate?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Next we have Bahir Haddad. He is a senior and AB student. He is the debater. He did have a suspension. He wants to take him to a debate competition. I think he is good because his grades are not over top heroic. He's an AB student, which really does show an average teen. Doesn't show superior or kind of not so great student. It shows up solid regular student. But is his track record as being someone who was suspended good?
I think that this could very likely offend the president, which obviously would not be good.
He may go into an emotional outburst.
Yeah. And as
Or
a
have a
debater,
political
as a
difference.
debater, he might launch into an argument and things might spiral out of
And
control.
last we have Jacob Jones. He is the recycler, and he also drives a motorcycle and has visible tattoos. But he is liked by everyone. So I'm gonna start by saying he is a good candidate because he does lead the recycling center, which is, I don't know about taking him to a recycling center is the best idea, but obviously having him, having the president realize that there are so many students who take the initiative trying to make the world a better place is great. And he's liked by lots of people. He has a good sense of humor. But I think he's a good candidate all in all. Any thoughts on that, Mavi?
I agree with you.
Everyone? Okay. So our final two candidates are actually going to be Carmen Solis and Jacob Jones. So let's So Carmen Solis, between a debate competition and a football game, which one do you think?
Yeah,
The recycling plant, sorry. Which one do you think would the president feel both more comfortable but also more informed about the average teen life?
I definitely feel the football game would be better for the president to go to. And I think that the recycling plant is way too tailored to Jacob's specific wants.
Interest, yeah. So Carmen Solis is obviously the most social, but can you ever be too social? Could you be over talkative? Or do you think it's good to be that social? Thoughts?
I think, adding on to what Malvika said, she does have connections, so she will leave the president well informed with.
yes.
And I know like some people who are too social, they don't let anyone else talk, but I'm sure that that's something that can be looked over when assessing other qualities.
So should we come to a conclusion? I honestly think it's Carmen.
Agreed.
Okay, so finally, let's discuss what we will tell Carmen to do about this opportunity. What should we tell Carmen to do with the president? Should we tell her to, kind of keep up your boundaries and the football game's a great idea, or should we say be yourself 100% and do your thing, or what?
I think maybe we should tell her to don't talk way too much. Talk as much as you want.
Carmen Solis is our choice for the average teen to host the third world president.